Hello, dear sports family, and welcome back. Today, I had the honor of sitting down with Josh and Vinay Ehambe, two people that I look up to a lot and have served Baylor athletics in many ways. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and enjoy today's episode. Guys, thanks so much for coming today.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
Yes, I'm excited y'all are here. Y'all are two awesome people that I know I look up to. I met Josh first, but have looked up to both of y'all a whole lot just being in Waco, and y'all are amazing athletes as well. So I'm excited to interview you both together.
Excited to be here.
Yes.
The Ehambes.
Yeah. Yay. Okay. So we know a little bit about Josh just because I've had him on the podcast already, but Vinay, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're from Houston, which I just love. You have a twin sister, how you got into track. Give us a little bit of the background.
Okay, so born and raised in Houston, like you said. Family of 5. So my parents and then twin sister and then older brother. My parents are from the islands. So my mom's from the Cayman Islands. My dad is from Aruba.
Okay.
So just completely different roots, kind of background. My mom's one of 10. I don't know how my mom did it. I really don't. So one of 10, and then my dad is an only child. So like very different backgrounds. But I think that played a really big role in just our childhood and growing up, just like values. I always tell people there's 3 F's that like our family lived by, which is faith, food, and family. So like that's literally what my childhood kind of like revolved around. Twin sister, we are fraternal in every single way possible. We are so different. But she's my best friend. She's more like the energetic, which is crazy because when we were little, I was a very rebellious crazy child. I say curious, but some people might say rebellious. I have a story. So when I think I was probably like 6, an age where I should have known better. But anyway, we went to the Grand Canyon. We loved doing like road trips. Like my dad loved to take us with my mom and just the rest of our family. We loved to do road trips, kind of spend time together in the car together. And we went to the Grand Canyon, and we were just kind of exploring. I guess we were just kind of off. My parents kept us there or whatever. And I think about an hour in, I had like climbed under the railing.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just
in the Grand Canyon.
Oh my gosh. Grand Canyon's psychotic. And my mom looked over for like 2 seconds, looked back and was like, "Oh my goodness." And so then from that point on, I always had like a leash, the little leash backpacks. My mom was like, "You're not going anywhere." So I would say curious, but some people would say rebellious and just way too energetic. So yeah, that kind of led into, I guess, my parents trying to figure out a way to let me exert all this energy that I had. And then that's kind of where sports came into my life. So I kind of did everything, not football, soccer. Actually, I did do Powder Puff. It's kind of cold out here. I did Powder Puff. I did soccer, basketball, cheerleading, swimming. Okay. I swim a lot growing up. And then track is kind of in high school where I kind of settled in a little bit. But yeah, that's a little bit about me and my family. Yeah. And then my older brother, my twin and my brother, they kind of had like set paths. So my brother, he's kind of in the medical field, whereas I'm more, my twin was elementary education, and I was just cool. Like, all right,
sports.
Hope I get to college. Like, let's see.
So y'all both come from big families.
Yeah.
Is that like do y'all like talk about that? I mean, I'm sure.
Did we talk about it?
Yeah.
Like getting to know each other?
Yeah.
I don't think so much about like big family, more than just being family oriented.
Yeah.
Right? I know her mom, like she says, has 10 kids.
Yeah.
But her herself.
My mom does not have 10 kids.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she comes from 10 kids.
She comes from 10 kids. But Vinay, there's only 3 in Vinay's family, whereas me, there's 7 of us in my family.
Okay.
So it's almost like my family is like Vinay's mom's family. Yeah. But no, we didn't ever talk. We just talked about being family oriented, if that makes sense. Not so much about coming from big families, because I guess she would come from a big family, but most of her family is like in the islands. My family, a big part of my family is here in America, in Texas, some in Canada, and then I do have a lot in Africa that I haven't really met. Africans in Africa. So.
But I was like, was that like on your list of like must have 7 or plus siblings? You know what I mean? Like,
not skip.
Yeah, right. Aw, that's awesome. Okay, so you were obviously contained all your energy and were really good in high school at track. Like won state a couple times. What was that like? Did you know you always wanted to run college track? Was that a dream, or was it just kind of one of those things of? I feel like a lot of people in track just like are like, well, I was good, so I just kind of stuck with it. And what was your path?
Yeah, it's funny. I started really late, so a lot of track athletes like they start running when they can walk.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like I feel like I would have got so burnt out. But I started. I think it was probably my freshman year in high school, which is really late. And it's funny because my best friend in high school, it was her idea. So we had we basically had this day where you would go out and just pick a sport to like try out. And we were like, okay, let's do track, whatever. And we walked outside. My high school went to a small private high school. So we didn't have a track. It was just grass. And we saw hurdles. And my friend was like, let's set that up. Like, let's go try hurdles, whatever. I was like, you're crazy. You're psychotic. But we ran them that day. And I was like, wait, I kind of like this. Like, this is kind of fun. And so I continued. She stopped running, but I continued. And then after that, I think it was my sophomore year where I kind of started winning a little bit more meets, getting better, like kind of perfecting my technique. And my coach at the time, like, it was like the basketball coach. He kind of did everything.
Okay, right.
So I got a coach outside of my school, like training, and that's when I kind of became more serious. Like my mom would drive me 30 to 45 minutes, like 4 times a week to go practice, then sit there with me for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, she sacrificed a lot. She really did. But yeah, then when was it? My junior year at one state, and I was like, okay, like I think I could do this in college. And I was not what's it called? Paid athlete.
Scholarship.
Scott was not a scholarship. Yeah, I walked on.
The paid
I walked on.
Yeah,
so I went and like talked to all the coaches with my times and stuff. They're like, okay, I think you could run with the team.
So you wanted to go to Baylor? Was that like
no?
Okay,
I didn't. But
okay.
So that's also kind of a part of my story. So after I realized like, okay, I could potentially run in college.
Yeah.
At the time, I had no idea what I wanted to study. Like my twin sister was like, I'm gonna go to Baylor, do elementary education. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go to Baylor. We're gonna split, do something completely different. And then my brother, he was already at med school, and I was just kind of there like, well, I hope I make it somewhere. And I just kind of started thinking about like some of the things I was passionate about, and one of those was just apparel and then fashion. Yeah. And so kind of started looking at different colleges and what a major could potentially be, and then found apparel merchandising, and then through that found Baylor, because Baylor has a top tier program.
Very good, yeah.
And I know my mom was probably really happy because then me and Vanessa would be together. So then talked to the coaches there, and yeah, they were amazing, and looked at my times and everything, and then started on the team. But I would say in one word, my transition, humbling. So humbling. Okay. Like, I think when you are at that caliber in high school, mind you, it was TAPS. No knock on TAPS, but TAPS is good.
It's different than a public school 100%. Because it's just a massive, bigger pool of people that you're running against.
Yeah, so you can be the best in TAPS, but then you line up against a UIL, and it's just, you're getting dusted, you know? And it was so humbling. I think, like, the 4 years of this pedestal I had created in high school, God was like, yeah, let's knock it down. And that transition, it was tough. It was really, really tough, but it was good. It was really good.
I feel like a lot of athletes go that, and I feel like, Josh, you can probably speak to that of just working with college athletes. Like, in the past of having these, like, baby freshman football players come in and they're, like, the man. Yeah. And then it's like, well, no one cares about high school. No one at all. Like, we have, like, Big 12 All-Americans here. Like, we don't even 100%. Talk about high school anymore. Yeah. So, I know,
No, I was going to say, it's like you're a, what do you call it, big fish in a little pond. And then you go to college, you're still kind of a big fish, but it's like
your pond's
a
huge.
bigger pond.
You're in a lake.
So you got to, like, adjust and practice and kind of, you know, work your way up, if that makes sense. So
I mean, humbled is a good way to put it. I was also humbled. Like, I mean, I feel like I tell this story every time on this podcast, but like Yassiana Presley I was trading with her right as I got in, and I was like, I need a helmet. Like, this girl is going to take my head off. Like, the ball is coming so fast. So just the speed of, I feel like, any college transition is huge. So how was your experience at Baylor? Did you love it? And did you meet Josh at this time? Because that's where I don't know timeline, because I met Josh as a sophomore, maybe freshman.
Yeah, we met way before.
Way before.
Yeah. We met, yeah.
Because you were friends with AJ Cooley and Brie Coleman and like that house of girls, because 7-Eleven is where I lived.
Yeah.
So that's how we met.
Not the gas station, y'all.
Not the gas station. Our house is called 7-Eleven. But how did y'all overlap at Baylor, and what did that look like?
So I was the best thing to come out of Baylor. So I was a senior, and I got hurt. So I got hurt my junior to senior. I didn't run my senior year. Which that's kind of a whole thing. But it was my senior year, and I was a little more isolated from the team just because you're not practicing with them. You're not running with them. Like, I would go out to practice a little bit, go to weights, go to dinner. I love dinners with my team. That was, like, the joy of my college experience. But, yeah, it was my senior year in college, and then he was a sophomore in seminary.
Well, no, I don't know what year. I think when you're in grad school, we don't go by, like, classifications.
Third year.
I really don't know what year it was when we met.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I think it was
year.
your second.
I know how we met, but I don't know what year exactly. Maybe it was my second
I think it was your second.
Yeah, maybe it was my second year.
Yeah. You can tell the story.
Yeah, as far as how we met, I was on social media, just scrolling.
Stalking.
And then,
Stalking.
I was on social media scrolling, and then came across her sister's page first. And then I saw her on her sister's page. And I was like, dang, like, sister's beautiful. So clicked on her page, and then I saw that she went to Baylor, saw that she ran track, and she also had, like, a scripture on her bio. I think it was, like, through faith by grace alone. I
don't know. Sounds good.
Ephesians, I think. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, she's a believer, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but of course, a lot of people have scripture on their Instagram.
For sure.
And I'm like, is she really living? Really living for Jesus or whatnot? And then I would, like, talk to my mom about it. Like, talk to my mom about her, because I kept finding myself at her page. Like, I didn't know who she was.
Stalking.
I was stalking. I knew I was attracted to her. I knew I saw what I liked. And I told my mom, like, hey, Mom, like, I saw this girl on social media. She's in Baylor. Like, she's real beautiful. I was like, just pray about it. So I'll pray about it or whatnot. Then I knew some people that worked in the athletic department, or either worked in the athletic department or played on the team, football and track. So I would ask about Vinay, and they all had great things to say about her, and all pretty consistent. So that stood out to me about her character, right?
Yeah.
And then there was one night I was hanging out with some friends, one of them being a girl who ran on the track team, and my homie was like, Josh has a crush on a girl on the track team. Bro, being a kid for it. And she was like,
middle school.
And I'm like, I'm not saying. And then she went off listing different names, because she was like, there's not too many people who love Jesus on the track team. So I was like, which one of them loves Jesus? Trying to get more information, and she named Vinay.
Okay.
But of course I didn't say anything. And then as the night went on, they were like, hey, let's go run in the morning, or like, let's go to Train Waco, because I think at Train Waco every Saturday is free or something like that.
I think I think
like
I know what
that.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, when it got to the morning or late at night, one of my friends bailed, so it was only me and the girl on the track team. She was like, hey, like, let's just meet up at what do you call it? The bridge that connects campus to the football stadium.
Touchdown Alley.
Touchdown Alley.
Oh, yeah,
She was
yeah,
like, let's go run that bridge or whatnot.
Yeah,
So I was like, all right, cool. Woke up in the morning. She texted back. She was like, hey, I'm tired. I'm not going to be able to go. But for me, I was like, well, I'm still going to go work out. So I went and worked out, went for a run on campus. And then as I went for a run on campus, as I was done, I was kind of doing, like, I think I was, like, doing some calisthenics
wait, can I send my phone? And then it'll match up.
It'll
okay,
connect.
So,
I love this.
me and my twin at the time, we were living together in the same dorm.
Oh, you see, live together.
Yes.
That's fun.
Yeah, the first year, no, but then after that, we did.
Yeah.
And we would always do like sister walks on the weekend. So I think it was like
fun.
a Saturday, and we would always go what is it called? The Bear Trail
Bear
route?
Trail, yeah. Around
Same route.
campus.
So
Yeah.
same thing. So
2.5
every single
miles,
time. And that weekend, it was like really nice outside. It was really, really pretty.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's go walk longer. And my issue is I forget that when you like, if I ride a bike 5 miles, I have to ride 5 miles back.
Yeah.
So we were just like, like, let's go walked around McLean. I think we walked like 13 miles that day. It was ridiculous. So we went a route we'd never gone before and went across the bridge around McLean Stadium, and then...
Yeah, so I'm wrapping up my workout, and I see from a distance 2 girls. And, like, the night before, I was praying, like, man, God, like, I really want to meet this girl. So fast forward to that, after finishing my workout, I saw from a distance, I'm like, yo, is that her? Like, nah, fam, that can't be her. So I look, I'm like, nah, that's her. So I saw them walking by McLean, right? And they were kind of going to the bridge, that big bridge. I'm at Touchdown Alley. So I'm like, yo, I got to find a way to meet.
Oh my God. I can just imagine him like, do I sprint? Do I run? Like, what do I do?
So my mom's like, I got to find a way to meet them right there.
Oh my gosh.
And so, but I'm a little bit ahead of them. So I'm like, all right, let me untie my shoe like so.
Oh my gosh.
Ladies.
So
he would do it.
I'm untying my shoe, and then finally I start walking. I'm about to meet them, but the football team is coming from the Simpsons.
From Hires, holy smokes.
To walk to the stadium to practice.
Oh
and
my gosh.
I've done chapels for the football team, so I'm like, yeah, man, I can't let these guys see me trying to holler at a girl. Like, that's gonna be unprofessional. So boom, they walking past. I'm walking, mind my business. Coach Aranda walking like, what up, coach? And finally they walk back. I'm looking back to see they don't see me. And when we get to the other side of the bridge, I just say like, hey, is your name Vinay? And she turned around, you know, she got like big eyes, right? Like, I don't know if you seen Zaboomafoo, like that monkey's like a meerkat, like her big eyes just open. And she's like, yeah, who the heck are you?
Because
that's crazy.
At this point, granted, he had stalked me for like a year.
It wasn't no years, like 6 months.
Okay, half a year.
That's a long time, Josh.
So he like knew me. I didn't know he existed on this planet.
Yeah.
I was like, who is this random man who knows my name?
For me, that's my only opportunity. That's what Eminem says, right?
You did good.
You gotta shoot your shot. Right? So yeah, I mean, I saw her and I was like, in my head, I'm like, bro, if I don't say nothing now, I'm not gonna see her anywhere. So I just said it, right?
Yeah.
It's all the shots you don't take. So it was like, is your name Vinay? And then we just started talking, and she was.
And your sister's standing right there.
Literally, this is the best part.
Yeah, her sister was standing right there, and I wasn't paying no mind to her sister.
But at the end, he goes, "Oh, by the way, like he asked."
I was like, when we met and we were talking a little bit, and as we were about to part ways, I was like, oh, well, I also think you're very beautiful. And her sister was right there. I'm like, oh shoot, I think you're beautiful too.
Stop.
So, yeah, and that's how we met.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Oh
Sorry,
my
that was
gosh.
long.
Yeah, that is how we
No,
met.
that's so good. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Which that's amazing. So y'all obviously did you ask her on a date then, or did y'all just like?
So not then, because I didn't want to be too pushy.
Yeah.
She was with her sister, right? And I was like, you know what? Let me just wait. So I think like the next day I texted her. I was like, hey, it was nice meeting you. I was like, you know, I don't know too many people out here. Like, I would like to get to know you, like on a friend level.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, that's cool. And I was like, well, okay, like, would you like to hang out? Like, looks like you like going on walks. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, we can walk. We're going on a walk. So I'm like, bet, like, we in there. Like, let's go for a walk. And then
Ghosted.
she didn't respond back after that.
way.
So for me, I'm like, forget this girl. She can see there, you know, stuff like that. And then some time goes by, and one of my friends are like, yo, like, what's up with you and that girl? I was like, man, she didn't respond or whatever. So she was like, maybe reach out to her. I'm like, nah, I'm not reaching out to her. Nah. And then fast forward, there was a Baylor Sports Ministry event, Be Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Be
This is
Unfiltered.
an I know.
This is where you
Yes.
get it, okay?
It was Be Unfiltered.
Yes.
And I had to go to a Baylor Sports Ministry event for one of my sports ministry classes in seminary.
Okay.
And I knew she worked for FCA, so I wasn't going to an FCA event.
That's so funny.
And the Be Unfiltered was like the only event left.
Mm-hmm.
And on her Instagram, it said that she was in Houston that day. So I'm like, cool, like,
I can go.
She's not gonna be
No
there.
way.
Man, I pulled up, bruh. She was the MC of the whole night. I said, man, God, what the heck? And so I go in, and then I'm sitting in the back, and I just see her like MCing, worshiping Jesus, like super on fire for the Lord.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, this girl the real deal. And my homegirl who asked me about her was there as well. And at the end, she was like, Josh, if you don't reach out to that girl, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not reaching out. Like, I'm not. Like, she ghosted me. She's like, all right. And so she texted me. She's like, reach out to her. So I texted her. I was like, hey, it was nice seeing you. Like, see your heart for the Lord. And then I like turned off my phone and threw my phone. Right.
In the trash.
And I went to life group because I had to go to life group. And then after I opened it and she responded. And I asked her, like, yo, like, would you like to get together? Go get some frozen yogurt, just chop it up. And she was like, yeah, we can do that. And so we went and grabbed frozen yogurt. And then we talked for like a week or two. And she broke it off with me. And it was the most devastating thing in my life. Hardest thing I ever went through.
Oh.
Worse than the COVID shutdown.
Oh my gosh.
Worse than Division I football.
Stop.
I'm serious. I've never cried. I've never cried over a girl.
Yeah.
I was heartbroken.
Aww.
And so, yeah, and then we kind of met down the road.
Yeah.
But you can share what you wanted to share.
So, did you speak at that event?
So that
Unfiltered?
was, so not that one.
But you did.
It was another one, and that's when we kind of came back, like full circle.
Because that was after we stopped talking, and then we had to do Be Unfiltered.
Okay, so I was at the one where y'all connected at.
Oh, wow.
Because, was that like in 21?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
It was 21. Okay, because that was my freshman year, and I think I had met Josh, or like in passing, because I wanted to get involved with FCA, or didn't want to get involved. My roommates were like, go to FCA, so I was like, okay. So they like made sure I got on leadership and whatever, and so they don't do the Be Unfiltered event anymore, but it's like the one time all athletics gets together and does the worship thing, whatever. And so I kind of knew Josh, and I remember sitting there. And Vinay was up there, and Josh was up there, and I was like, oh, I know Josh. And I'm just, like, sitting there, like, watching him talk, and I'm like, oh, that girl is so cute. And I'm, like, watching, and I'm like, are they flirting with each other? Like, I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, are they dating? Like, I'm, like, genuinely sitting there, and I'm like,
that is hilarious.
I'm like, they have to be dating. And, of course, now I'm, like, also rolling my eyes. I'm like, these freaking people up there, like, can you get it together? Like, you're at a Baylor worship event, like, come on, like, get it together. But I remember thinking, I was like, I hope Josh, like, picks up on the clues, or like she picks up what's going on, or I don't know.
That's
but I just remember sitting there and I was like, I hope Josh asks her on a date, or like someone like tells them to like go on a date or something. But that's so
hilarious.
funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I remember sitting there and I was like, I know Josh, but I was like, did she run track here? Because I just had no idea.
Yeah.
I was so baby freshman.
Yeah.
That's
but
so
yeah,
funny.
that's like the first time I met Josh and Vinay, and he was like, oh, my
Hilarious.
girlfriend Vinay. I was like, oh my gosh, I know her. Like, that's the
Seen her.
girl.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's so funny. So you said you got injured.
Yes.
Okay, so how was your first 2-3 years? Like, walk us through Baylor track.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say, kind of going back to like being extremely humbled, a lot of my story, I really wrestled with identity, like even from high school to college. But I would say college was like a bigger switch.
Yeah.
I think coming into, so I went to a predominantly white high school, private school, smaller, and then being an athlete, you're around predominantly black athletes, right? Especially my track team. And I really wrestled with like, which space do I fit in kind of thing. Like even in college, I did the whole sorority girl thing. I just didn't feel like I ever fit in that space. My twin loved it, and I pledged and everything. But I've always wrestled with like what space do I fit into.
Yeah.
And coming into college, being an athlete, already not feeling like I'm the best. I think there were so many things that I was just trying to grasp to find identity. So that my freshman year, I think a lot of it was like, okay, I want to be a hard worker. I want to be a good athlete. I want to be a good student, and like I need to do it all kind of thing. And oh, sorry, I thought you were. And so yeah, that's what I did. Kind of put my head down, worked hard, did the best that I could. Time was not doing well in sports, you know. But then my sophomore year, so one thing when I was running, I did 400 hurdles. I never had like the turnover speed, but I had the endurance. Okay. So sophomore year, we were trying to dabble in like, okay, your endurance is better than your speed, so maybe middle distance, or let's try to push your endurance as far as it can go. Yeah. Since people are going to beat you foot speed, so let's try to push your endurance, so maybe you can beat them endurance wise. So I got on the cross country team. Wow. So I kind of was dabbling between the two. So then it was like, okay, now I'm cross country-ish athlete, but I knew I wasn't going to like stay in that role that much. Right. And then track. So a lot of it was trying to fit into so many different spaces, trying to fit in with people, trying to fit in with, okay, I'm not performing to the caliber that I used to, so does that mean I'm not to the caliber that I used to be at, you know? And so that freshman and sophomore year was really hard. And then sophomore year, I feel like God kind of gently sat me down and was like, you are not who you are as an athlete. Yeah. You're not who you are in school. You're not who you are to guys. You're not who you are to other girls. Like, you are so much more than that, you know? And I think sophomore year is really when God kind of invited me into this space of like, I want to show you who I've created you to be, you know? And yeah, your role on the track team is not going to be to earn points at conference. Like, I got you on the track team. Like, that's grace already, you know? But that might not be your role, and that's okay, you know? And I think as an athlete, sometimes you have that mindset of like, okay, if this door has been open for me, I need to be the best. I need to score points. I need a XYZ. I need to make it to this level, when sometimes it's like, no, maybe it's just to be a light, or maybe it's just to love, or maybe it's to serve, you know? Yeah. And so sophomore year, I feel like I embraced that a little more. My junior year was actually pretty good. Yeah. I actually did make it to conference for indoors. And then after conference is when I just kind of my knees started hurting, started cracking and creaking, and it just wasn't great. And so my junior year is kind of when it started to taper off. Towards the end of my season, I just knew, like, okay, this is not my knees hurt. Yeah. And then my senior year is when I started, I just got hurt, and I made the decision of like, okay, I'm just going to sit out this year. But looking back, I feel like my senior year was where God really isolated me, like got me in solitude, because again, I wasn't with the team, and those were my girls, like that was my friend, like our freshmen, life, and like our freshman group, we were so close. Like I'm so grateful for them, but being removed from that, and then my twin at the time was teaching in public schools, so she that was her year to like go out and teach. So I was at home like alone all the time. But it was really sweet. I think God prepared me for when I would, which I didn't know at the time, but like move to a whole nother state, you know, which I'd never done before. Yeah. And just prepare me to, just know who he is, know that he's with me, you know, even in the darkest of days and the hardest of times, that he's the one who speaks life into me, and that he's the one that gives me joy. You know, it's not my time on a track. It's not my body image. It's not my beauty. It's not any of these things. And I think throughout college, God kindly stripped a lot of those things away in seasons, right? So like, this might sound really dumb to some people, but it really was a hard season for me. So during COVID, I got the worst hormonal acne ever. And I think it was because I'd lost a lot of weight in cross country season, and then gained a bunch of weight because then I was starting to sprint. So it was just like, my body was like, what are we doing? Yeah. You know? And that year, like, people said COVID was really hard, and I know it was. It was very hard. But for me, wearing a mask was the best thing that had ever happened. I was like, no one has to see me, literally. I know that sounds silly, but I think for a woman too, like, we desire to exude beauty, and I think up until that point, and still wrestle with it, but like up until that point specifically, I think beauty was something that I really clung to, body image. You're at the peak. Your body is the best it will ever look in your life. Like, you have a 10-pack, like you're running.
Especially track
athletes,
too.
They're different. It's unbelievable. And so I
think. You literally don't, like, wear clothes. Like,
yes.
It's like you, like, genuinely.
Yes.
Like, I look at these track uniforms and I'm like, okay, there's a reason
underwear
on track.
And a bra.
Like,
underwear and a bra.
Like, now I know why. Yeah. No, that's so real.
And so that was also in that season of, like, just figuring out who I was outside of being an athlete. I was like, also, who am I if I didn't have this quote unquote standard of beauty, which that's so society based anyway. But I think God allowed that. I'm not saying he gave me the acne, but he could have. But anyway, he allowed that to also be like, oh, your identity is also not in your beauty, by the way. Like, I have created you. You are good. You are beautiful. You are XYZ. And so just during my 4 years of college, I think God was really kind to, strip things away that if it was up to me, I would have just been like, okay, this is good. You know?
No, I think so many good things in my head's like just spinning. I'm like, yes,
I don't even know if I answered the question.
Pull that. You perfectly did. It was great. It was great.
We'll be right back after these quick words from our sponsors. This is Rogue Media Network.
I'm Cole Posey, and I'm a third-generation Baylor Bear. During my time playing baseball at Baylor, I started a hat company called Hondo, which started as meek and humble beginnings, has quickly grown into something more. Over 40,000 hats sold, and in over 100 retail locations nationwide. I love vintage Western hats, but couldn't stand the condition they came in, so I decided to make my own. Vintage style, but with modern aesthetics. Thank you so much for making my dream come true, and for enabling what was once a dream to become a reality. God bless.
And now, back to our show.
I think that's why people love, like, walk-on stories so much, is because it's just this, like, underdog, like, they weren't supposed to be here, but now, like, they're like, I think of Josh Cameron and Jacob Redding.
Say
like,
red, 38 baby. That's my dog right there.
So I live with his cousin, Callie. Love that family. So you see people like that, and then there's just good quality people. Like, you can't help but, like, want to just cheer and get so pumped for them. Yeah. But then it's like you see all these other walk-on stories that maybe that's not the case. Maybe they filled their walk-on position, they did it, and they got to that level, and that was, like, the best. And I definitely fit in that category of, like, I was not supposed to play volleyball at Baylor. I got there. The Lord was so kind to let me get there. And then, like, junior, senior year, I was like, what am I doing with my life? Yeah. I hate it here. This was such a mistake. Like, I want to go home. Like, I just, you kind of go in this roller coaster. Looking, hindsight is 2020. Like, you look back and I'm like, okay, there was a reason I was stripped of all of these things of, like, hey, you're going to put on 20 pounds of weight and you're going to have to learn how to deal with it. And, like, you're going to see yourself on camera and not like it. And you're going to not play volleyball. And you're going to go to a different state for an internship and you're not going to like it. Like, you get humbled so quickly that I think that's just the beauty of athletics. And, like, in that disguise part of now looking back of being my senior year was so much fun. I was like, who cares? Like, I'm going to play volleyball one last time, and I'm going to do it. And I had so much fun and probably played the best volleyball I ever played. I'll never forget Coach Mack came up to me, and because I served one ball my freshman year, so I didn't get to redshirt. Looking back, I wish I would not have served that one ball. But he came up to me in practice my senior year and was like, you look really good. Like, you're passing really well. I was like, thanks. He's like, don't you wish you had a red shirt? I was like, bro, if you don't. I was like, it was your fault. You didn't have to sub me in. But you do get so humbled through athletics, and you're creating such a beautiful image through that. And kind of like to what you walk through, you used to walk with athletes of, like, taking them through these processes. So, like, what would you have said from your side, like, to a Vinay in her shoes, or to these college athletes that you're like trying to build them up, but also kind of let them be humbled at the same time?
Nah, man, sometimes you gotta go through it, man. Like, sometimes life is the greatest teacher, right? And it kind of reminds me of the Iron Man 3 movie. I don't know if you've seen Iron Man, but I love Marvel. But in Iron Man 3, like, I feel like there's a beautiful storyline behind it, because you have Tony Stark, who, like, up to Iron Man 3, he's known for being Iron Man. He's known for being smart. He's known for being rich, and he's created all these Iron Man suits. And in Iron Man 3, the bad man comes, I forget who it was. I don't know. Well, the enemy comes and blows up his house, and he doesn't have access to his suits anymore. He only has access to one suit, and he's using this suit throughout the whole movie to fight the bad guy, and the suit starts to break down.
Yeah.
So now the suit breaks down, and he doesn't have access to it. So Tony Stark is like going through this crisis, like, what the heck do I do without my suit? And he's trying to fight the bad guy, but he's like, he can't do it no more because he doesn't have the thing that gave him life.
Yeah.
And there's this one part where he's like trying to fight the bad guy and he's losing, and there's this little boy, and the little boy's like, aren't you Tony Stark? Aren't you the one that built the suit?
Yeah.
Build another one.
Yeah.
And then right there, it's like something goes off in Tony Stark's mind. It's like, you all right. I am Tony Stark. Like, that suit doesn't give me life. I give that life suit. And throughout the whole movie, he's like figuring out like, okay, like I can do this. And he's building another suit, and then eventually he beats the bad guy. And towards the end of the movie, which is the best part, Tony Stark is like talking in the back, and he's walking. He drives to this cliff, and he's walking, and he says like, you can take all the cars, you can take the house, you can take the suit. And he throws the little, I forget what it's called, but the thing that goes in his heart that gives the thing life, the suit life. He says, you can take all of it, but one thing you can't take away. He says, I am Tony Stark. And he throws it over the cliff. And he realizes, like, these things don't give me life.
Yeah.
I give these things life. But in our case, as believers, Christ gives us life. But if Tony Stark never would have went through all of that, he would have been so arrogant and so this and so that. So I say all that to say, like, I think as athletes and just people in general, we gotta go through the mud, right? Like, we gotta go through the hard time. Like, even Jesus went through the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, and he was perfect, right? But those moments, those tough times, it causes us to kind of reflect on who we are and what makes us who we are, and it kind of brings us back to reality, right? So I think what I would say to them is, like, sometimes you just gotta go through it.
Yeah.
You gotta go through it, and you just, there's joy and there's beauty on the other side, but you gotta go through it. So
Yeah.
I think kind of to that, like, excuse me, if I could go back and sit little freshman Vinay down, I would look at her and be like, you're not called to be the best. Like, it's okay that you're not the best. I think one thing, which I'm really grateful for, but one thing I think that I wrestle with now is this just aspect of striving, right? Of like, when you're an athlete, there's always a goal, there's always a time, there's always a number that you're trying to hit on the board. So there is an end goal kind of, and then once you hit that end goal, there's another goal that's added. Instead of being in this state of, okay, I have this thing, and God, if it's the passion of sport, if it's the passion of drawing, if it's my intellect, like, I have this thing and I'm just called to steward it well. Yeah. And like, I think if I would have looked at myself and been like, you have everything that you need, just work hard. And that's one thing I was really encouraged by, is I worked hard as a walk-on, because I think also too, a part of me knew if someone's here and I could get here, I need to get everything right. I need to eat right. I need to sleep right. I need to do all the things, the little things. Whereas someone on their average day doesn't need to do all that, can eat a pizza the night before and go run a PR. Yeah. I would be lapped. Okay? So yeah, I think I would just say, take what you have, do the best that you can, and like, there's joy in that. Like, have fun. I think you can get so caught up in the numbers. You can get so caught up in image. You can get so caught up in all this stuff, because you do have a pedestal, kind of. For sure. That the joy can be sucked from it, and it's like, that's not the point. You know, enjoy the time that you have, and just don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah,
no, that's really good. I think the Baylor bubble too, like, I don't know, there's just like this perfection. I think with dating, y'all have dated at Baylor and are now married, which is so exciting. But I can't help but think of like, oh, Josh and Vinay are so awesome, or so perfect. Like, you see all these Baylor marriages that are like ring by spring, like whatever. It's at Baylor, dating is difficult, I think, just across the board for everyone, like male, female, whatever. Like, it's just for some reason different at Baylor. Yeah. What would you say to someone like in that position of like wanting to date, wanting to get engaged, wanting to get married, in a healthy way, in like a Christ-loving, Christ-centered way. Yeah. But like knowing when it's true.
Yeah. Sorry.
You got it. You want to go first? Go ahead.
Okay. I always tell my friends this, and just anybody really that I talk to, because it was so eye-opening for me.
Yeah.
So we did distance for 2.5 years. So I was in Oregon, he was in Texas in Waco, and it was really hard, but it was really good, just for our marriage, our relationship in general. And looking back, I would say there was a part of me that maybe idolized this idea of marriage, especially idolized marrying Josh. Like I am so in love with Josh. But when we were dating, like, it was like, yeah, he was just like everything to me, and he still is. But the day after our wedding, not the day after our wedding, we got married in Houston, and we got in the limo, did the whole like celebration thing, whoop-de-woo, awesome. Got in the limo, sat down. The first thought that came to my mind, and I really think God did this for a specific reason, but the first thought that came to my mind is, that's it. That's it. And I know that, and I know to some people it's like, dang, like, do you think you married the wrong person? And that's not it at all. I know I married the right person. But I think God allowed me to think that, to tear down this idea of when you get married, you will be happier. I think that's what society teaches, media teaches. It's like, oh, the woman's sad, the man is sad in the movie. They get married and life is bliss and rainbows and sunshine. Right. Baby, that is not reality. And I think we do idolize this idea of marriage of like, it's going to be so much better. And like, it's not. You have everything you need before you get married. Like it's not adding anything to your life. It's an addition, but it's not adding anything extra, you know? And I think also just falling in love and figuring out who am I? Like, what are the passions I have? I had a really good conversation with one of my really good friends in Oregon, and we were talking about this idea of wonder. Like, when you're a kid, a child, there's so much wonder. You go to a lake and you envision, I don't know, that you're at a theme park and you're being splashed and all, you know, all this stuff. And there comes an age where we feel like we have to let that go. Yeah. And like, that's often where our passions lie. It's like in the things that you're excited about and the things that ignited you as a kid. Like, those are things that, you know, God has placed in your heart to like one of those things for me is like drawing. Yeah. And I never knew that. And like, I think in marriage, it's one thing that I kind of was like, oh, well, I feel like I need to figure out who I am again, kind of thing, you know? Sure. Yeah. So yeah, I would say that example. Sorry, that was like.
No, man, I think she hit the nail on the head. I think I would kind of say the same thing, like fall in love with Jesus. And I know that's so cliche, but like, man, that's our first love, you know? And as she was talking, my mind went to the story of the woman, the Samaritan woman at the well, right? Like, you know, she was going to all these different things, and Jesus tells her to get water, and she's like, "Why are you talking to me? Like, you shouldn't be talking to me. I'm a woman," and you know, things of that nature. And he says, like, if you knew who you were talking to, like, you know, you would be asking me for a drink, right? Essentially, like Jesus is the living water, right? He's the one that satisfies us, not these other things. Not saying that these things aren't good. Like, I do think, you know, marriage is a good thing, right? He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord, right? But Jesus is far much better, right? He says in the Psalms, like, taste me and see if I'm good, right? Like, he alone is satisfying, right? So like really get to know Jesus, right? Really work on yourself, right? Like really work on your brokenness. Yeah. You know, and you know, sanctification is a long process, right? We're gonna be, you know, continuing to be sanctified until Jesus comes back, right? But I do think that, you know, there are things that we can do in the meantime of our singleness. There's things that we can avoid, right? Because all marriage is going to do is magnify your problems, right? And like, yeah, marriage isn't so much about your happiness. It's about, you know, your holiness, right? Like, it's going to make you holy. Like, ever since we've been married, like God has just been exposing me, like, arrogant, you know, selfish, this bunch of things, man. So I'll just tell that person. I'll just tell that person, man, like, man, for real, fall in love with Jesus. Figure out who you are. Like, you know, like, get things right. Like, for all my single men out there, like, figure out your career, like, you know, get your bread right, get your money right, things like that, right? Like, get ready to be a husband, right? Get ready to be a provider, and enjoy this time. Enjoy your singleness. Like, there are times where I do miss hanging out with my boys. Like, there's some things you can't do when you can do things, but like, it's different. Your priorities shift, right? So like, man, that's what I would say, man. Just fall in love with Jesus. Forget all that Instagram stuff. Like, that stuff is fake, man. Like social media. Like, we get so caught up in all that and seeing all these relationship goals. Some of these people, like, be the most miserable people. Yeah, and say, oh, I want to be like them. It's like, that stuff is fake, bro.
It's like, called highlights for a reason.
You know what I'm saying?
Like it's just highlights.
Right? Like, man, just fall in love with Jesus. Work on yourself, man. Like, you know, be authentic, be real, man. And just allow God to do what he does. And if he's called you to be married, like, man, he's the Alpha and the Omega, meaning he's the beginning and the end, meaning he's everything in between, meaning he knows everything. Yeah. It's going to happen. He withholds no good thing from the righteous. That's what the Psalms say, right? So, like, fall in love with him, and if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And for all my boys out there, all my men, like, pursue. You see a girl that you want, like, holler at her. You know,
stalk her on 6 months, for 6 months on Instagram.
If she says no, hey, on to the next one. But don't be a serial dater, but seriously, shoot your shot, right? Like, pursue her, and if she says no, okay. She told me no 4 times. Yeah. Right? Yeah, so that's what I would say. Sorry, I don't know if that.
No, that's so good. Yeah. That's awesome. No, that's great. What's your favorite date together? If y'all could plan like a perfect day together, what would it be?
Ooh. I feel like I revolve our dates around food. I revolve my days around food. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I would say probably go to work out first, probably. Whether it's a walk or whatever. He doesn't really like lifting with me. I go too slow. But probably work out and then maybe go to brunch and then kind of just chill. Watch a movie.
Yeah, we watch a lot of movies. Like, we just started, I grew up watching a show called Martin. I don't know if you know Martin Lawrence. Bad Boys. Have you know Bad Boys? Big Mama.
I think so. Yeah.
Martin Lawrence, he's like a comedian. She's like, I think so. He has a sitcom back in the day called The Martin Show. It's called Martin. Okay. And I grew up watching. My family grew up watching it, and she just started watching it, so we watched that a lot. And it's just hilarious. I know it's not a date, but like we really just chill. Like we be like, yo, you want to go get something to eat? Like, I can't say we really. And that's on me. I could probably do a better job of planning.
But it's like, I know.
I'm like more spontaneous. Like, hey.
No.
For me, I just enjoy being with you. Like, I don't care I could be in a skate if I wanted. Like, I really do just enjoy being with him. Yeah. I think our 1 year is coming up. Yeah. So he has to plan that. So,
yay. I think the first one, each anniversary means something. I think the first one's paper.
Bro, you are the third person that told me that.
Wait, it means what?
Paper. Yeah. So, like, each anniversary, like, there's, like, I think, only reason this because my mom was always like, do you know this one's platinum? Should tell your dad that this one's platinum? And I'm like, I don't know. But, yeah, I think, like, 25's, like, diamonds or gold, and 15's platinum. But the first one is paper. I do know that.
Yeah.
So, well, this has been so fun. I've loved having both of you on. Josh has gotten to answer this question, but Vinay, if you could write a letter to sports, what would you say?
I would say, dear sports, thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the relationships. Thank you for just the character building that you've taught me. I would just say thank you. Like, it really has impacted my life a lot. And I feel like if I didn't have the track journey that I had, the sport journey that I had, I wouldn't be the woman I am today. I think God really used sport in my life and is still using it when it comes to mentorship and just being able to understand and empathize with different athletes. I think it's been, really, really pivotal. So
good.
Can I change mine?
Yeah, go ahead. Answer it again.
Dear sports, send me my NIL check. That's what I want.
Oh my goodness.
That's perfect. Thanks, guys, for coming on. This was so fun.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.